The concept of submission is not something that is left in the hands of only one party. It affects both parties, both the man and the woman. Let's get right into the video.
Act up, you can get smashed up. Act up, you can get smashed up. Act up, you can get smashed up. Dirty ass, baby girl, you need to back up.
Hello, amazing people. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Literal Podcast. I'm your amazing host, Ogechi Nze, aka The Phenomenal Oge. And today we have yet again my amazing sister, Frances Nze. Thank you. So we're going to be continuing from last week's video on submission versus subjugation. So now I'm going to ask, is submission still relevant in modern day marriages or relationships? Is it still relevant or has it become extinct?
Of course it's still relevant because marriages that are working, well, at least the ones that have come out to tell us that they are working, they definitely do emphasize on the importance of submission. So if people keep saying it and they say that their marriage is, well, we're not in their marriage, but we like to believe that they can't all be lying. Some of them are actually saying the truth and are really enjoying their marriage or marriages. So if they've come out and it's a constant thing being said, then I think it's very important.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's still relevant and would always be relevant, because the standards of God does not change, does it? People change, yes, but the standard of God remains the same. And if the standard is kingdom marriage, not African marriage or Western marriage or contemporary marriage or whatever, if the standard is still kingdom marriage, then submission is important and compulsory,
yes,
for the marriage to work. So my next question now, why do some men misuse submission?
Well, it all comes down to tradition. Sometimes it comes down to tradition because this submission thing, for some reason, it's not that apparent in the Western world.
Yes,
it's not that apparent. It's an African thing where everybody's pushing it. The older parents are pushing it. Some pastors are pushing it. Some are pushing it in the correct way. Some are pushing it in the wrong way. Society, different spheres of life are just pushing it in the African society anyway. So it's definitely something that is very, 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 very common among our own society, not really the Western world per se.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you. For me, I feel like it's more of an orientation problem, because the submission now is a worldwide thing. The Bible affects, or the Bible cuts across every part of the world, not just Africa or any part. I feel like it's an orientation problem because in Africa we are taught a different kind of submission. We understand submission differently. We have a different orientation about it, and in the Western world they have a different orientation about it, because they don't act or have to hammer on it like African men do. And then the fact that African men hammer on it is because of what they saw. Because there are different things that shape the behavior of a human being: environment, life experiences, and then personal experience and things like that shape how somebody starts to behave. So I feel like the fact that in Africa you grow up and see your parents have like a dictatorship kind of relationship, or you grow up seeing that your father is like the dictator in the house, and then to you see your mom just saying, "Oh yes sir," whatever your dad says, your dad is alpha and omega in your home. So they get to see that, and then it becomes like the picture they have in their head, and they start to pray for it because they see it as, "Oh, my dad had it, so I must have this same kind of thing." So that's why I feel like that orientation is what brings up the whole, "Oh, my wife must submit, my wife must do this, my wife must do that." You see people who say, "Oh, my mom never argued with my dad. All she did was yes sir," whatever he says. Some will say, "My mom used to kneel for my dad. My mom used to apologize whether she's wrong or not. My mom used to do this, my mom used to do that. My mom didn't argue with my dad. My mom always, followed whatever it is my dad said was law. She never argued. But that thing was a wrong kind of orientation, because that's not necessarily how submission works. What they saw was subjugation or one kind of dictatorship complex. But they have now seen it as their own understanding and definition of submission. So they start to demand the same thing. So I feel like that misuse of power or misuse of authority is just passed down. And then because it's wrong orientation, they pick it up and then they keep doing it. Your father kept shouting, "Oh, you heard him, I'm the head of this house. You don't get to tell me what to do." Blah blah blah. So it's even so funny that they tell their children, that they tell their sons that, "Oh, you don't let a woman tell you what to do. A woman is under a man. A woman must not tell you what to do. If not, you are a weak man." So they carry those things in their head and then they start to act it out. So they cannot understand why you would argue with them when they say, "Oh, this is what we are going to do," and you are saying, "Oh no, I don't think we should." You don't get to think. You're not here to think. Some people will say, "You're not here to think. I didn't marry you to come and be thinking." I didn't tell you to come here and think. You submit and obey. Whatever I say, you did like that. But that's not how it works. So it's an orientation problem. That's what's causing the misuse of power. Alright, so my next question here. What are the signs of subjugation? What are the things that you can see and say, okay, this is no longer submission now, this is now subjugation? What are those things to look out for you to say, okay, what I'm doing, what I'm practicing is subjugation and not submission?
And just like I've said a bit earlier, subjugation is basically when you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So if there's forms of abuse involved, whether it's financial abuse, emotional abuse involved, some form of dictatorship anyways, where the husband is saying, "This is what you must do," and then when you revolt in any way or go counter what the person has said, it is followed with some form of abuse. Maybe they are hitting you, or they are starving you, or they're making sure you don't have access to money, or any form of abuse that comes as if there's some form of punishment when you don't fall in line. That's not submission, that's subjugation.
Right, okay. So for me, I'll give a few examples I'll give a few signs to look out for that shows that this is subjugation and no longer submission. Number one, if there's any form of fear of speaking, if you cannot have full confidence or freedom to speak your mind without being worried about the consequences of that speech, then that is subjugation. That's no longer submission. Then number two, if you have to constantly walk on eggshells around your partner, that's a problem. There's some people you date that it's like you're constantly walking on eggshells. You have to keep rethinking what you want to say. This now to say, I hope you will not be angry, hope you will not flare, or hope you won't cause problems. If you have to keep overthinking what you have to say before you say it, then that's probably a problem, an indication that what you're experiencing can be some form of subjugation or any sort of abuse. Then number three, if decisions are made without you, then that's a problem too. That's definitely a sign of subjugation, because you guys are partners, so the decision making should be by both parties. So when one person is the only one making decisions, it becomes a dictatorship. The other person doesn't have a say. Your own is just to say yes sir and go. But if you marry a human being, you married a human being with a working brain. So why would you think that the person would always say yes sir to whatever you say? I feel like agreeing to disagree, not agreeing to disagree now. I feel like having different opinions is normal.
Yes, of course it's normal. Yeah, every human, we have brains that work.
Yeah.
So you think about things differently.
Yeah.
Everybody has different orientations. We might have similar but not exact.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong in differences in opinion. It's how you react to the differences in opinion. That is what causes problems or issues.
So being able to disagree respectfully is absolutely fine. Being able to accept the fact that, my partner has a contrary opinion, but it doesn't mean they are against me. So you cannot be always on the edge. If you're always on the edge, or if you don't take it well when your partner has a contrary opinion, then that's a bad thing, because why are you like that? It's a problem. You should think about it and then look for a solution, because why would you always be on the edge? But you don't have to be that which kind of everybody is that? It's either your way or the highway. That's narcissism. Life doesn't work like it won't always be right. That's the truth.
Another thing I'll probably say is, in relationship or marriage, date or marry your kind.
Yeah.
Because I've from what I've seen like so far or just heard like people talking and all that, when you reflect on things that you've heard and all that, it's basically down to something about similarities and differences. Like you can't be a man that believes that I am the one that should be the sole provider of the home, and I want somebody that is going to be a full-time housewife, take care of the kids and everything in the house, and I don't want somebody that works. Go and find, because there are women like that their goal in life is also to marry a rich husband that will be the sole provider and everything, and they can just sit at home and be a baby girl according to them. So go and marry and find those kind of women. What causes problem? They say the woman is not submissive, you have that in your mind that's what you want. You will now go and look for a top tier CEO working class lady and then tell her that she needs to quit her job. It doesn't make sense.
True, it's unfair.
It doesn't make sense, because there are lots of women that would have fallen under that category that you wanted. You could have just gone for one of them.
True.
And leave this one for the kind of men that want ambitious women, that want those type of CEO kind of women and all that. Not trying to you don't go to somebody, see their light and just decide to dim the light. That's witchcraft, man.
Yeah, pure witchcraft.
Yeah.
It's unfair to see what you like already. So why not talk about it in the relationship phase? I feel like it's something everybody should talk about in their relationship phase. What does submission mean to you? What's your idea? What are your expectations from marriage? You will hear, okay, what kind of wife? Do you want a working class wife? Do you want a housewife? I feel like it's a very valid discussion that everybody needs to have in the relationship phase. So it's not just what's your best color, what's your best food. All those things are not really relevant. The most important is people tend to neglect them and feel like they'll sort themselves out in marriage, but they don't. The thing is that marriage does not change anybody. Some people even think that, when we get into the marriage, he's going to change. My sister, no, he's not changing nothing. It didn't work. So if you're thinking that, when we marry, the fact that we have exchanged vows and we are now wearing wedding band is suddenly going to change that person, it's a very bad idea. So if you are going with that concept, because some people say, some people mature in marriage. Yes, maturity will happen, but doesn't mean change. So if you're going with the fact that, I know he didn't mean it, he cannot possibly be that serious, or he didn't mean it, how can he say he wants me to resign after marriage? When we marry, we'll figure it out, I will change him. Now lie, you'll be shocked. You will not tell you, after the wedding, when are you resigning? You will not be shocked that, were you serious? Of course he was serious. When people say things to you and show you they are, please believe them. If they tell you what they want, understand it and believe it. Don't think that, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. No, let's trash it now. If we get to the bridge, we'll not see how to cross, we'll go.
I don't even understand why, as a man, you want a housewife and you're going after career women.
Exactly, it's just full on witchcraft.
All these asking questions, even the dating phase, that will you like to be? I would like a housewife and all. You're already asking the wrong question. Why are you going after somebody that you see that this person is really into their career, is what they love, is what they want to do, and then you're not telling them that I like women, I like my wife to be a housewife? You're already wrong. Exactly. This is the wrong person. You should go for somebody that does not desire to do career.
Yeah.
Somebody that wants to be in the home. Go for those kind of women in the first place. And then have your conversation or whatever with them. It doesn't make sense for you to be having a conversation about housewife and all that with somebody that is a fully fledged career woman.
Yeah.
What do you expect the answer is going to be? Yes, I'll be a housewife when I marry. Are you kidding me? That's delusional.
Yeah. So do you feel that some people have like unrealistic expectations in marriage? Do you think that some expectations or expectations around their own kind of submission can be unrealistic?
Yeah, of course. Yes. And that definitely happens. It still boils down to what I'm saying. Like for example, this dating a career woman and expecting her to quit her job after marrying you. It's unrealistic.
True.
It is it is really, really unrealistic. Or expecting maybe a woman that does not work to become, to all of a sudden when you get married, that she's now going to start doing businesses and start without having that conversation that if that's what she wants, if she wants to actually work to earn her own income or not, or you're just expecting that that's going to happen. And then you get frustrated when you get into the marriage and you're trying to pump money to her and she just keeps using the money to buy bags and shoes instead of setting up a business or going on trips. And then you're getting mad. You should have sorted this all out.
Yeah. I feel even down to even things like cooking, doing chores in the house. Some expectations can be unrealistic. You cannot imagine that, okay, you know this person is a career woman, this person works, you too, you work, and then you guys choose to, get into a marriage, and then you expect that automatically, once you people marry, she would have to do all the cleaning, all the cooking, all the childcare alone because she's a woman, and in your head, that's the idea of submitting to her husband. She should be a virtuous woman, so she should die.
I just feel some people don't have empathy. Some people don't have empathy. And some people don't understand love. Because I feel like some things are just common sense. If you love somebody, there's no way that you can see the person struggling and it will not touch your mind at all. You just cross your leg and be watching TV and your wife is laboring in the kitchen. Nothing in your mind pricks you to say, this is wrong, I should go and help her.
Or some people's excuse is, do what works for you, that it works for them in their home.
I feel like those people, if you can do that, you don't love that person. You're trying to marry somebody as a slave.
True.
And you just pick the person that fits into the description of the perfect slave. That is what you did. You didn't marry a woman that you love. Because men that love women, the way they treat the women like egg.
Yeah. You won't want her to suffer. You want her to be too stressed. If you come back, both of you are back from work, you will now say, okay, you sit down and stretch your leg. They say she should go inside and you want pounded yam and egusi soup, for example. And then she should go and pound yam and cook soup. When she came back from work 9 p.m., you came back maybe 7 p.m. and you sat down, stretch your leg, watch TV, waited for her to come back at 9. And then she now has to go into the kitchen. Not that you're even going to go and assist. You now sit down there and then you're watching TV, watching ball, and then you now say, okay, she should go and be cooking. That's after all, your mother did it. Was your mother working like she was working?
You can't even tell me that you love a woman and you're doing that to her. Like, if you can confidently say I love my wife and do that to her, I think you don't understand the meaning of love.
Because love is kind.
And empathy too works. Putting yourself in the shoes of that person. As you've gone to work and come back and you're exhausted. If someone told you that, oh yeah, go to the kitchen and go and cook, would you jump up for and be like, oh yes, that's my divine role in life. And I'll jump up with my tiredness after wearing suits all day in in heat or in AC, whatever, and you've been stressed, whether it's mentally or physically, depending on the kind of work that you do, and you come back home, you just want to rest, and somebody says, no, not resting, take off that suit and go straight to the kitchen and go and cook, and you'll be like, yes, that is my divine role, and I'm rushing to the kitchen, that's my second office. Nobody will be happy doing that. So why do you think that another person will be happy doing that?
True. Even apart from even thinking of whether they will be happy doing that, you yourself, how are you feeling as you have come back? Are you not tired? So the same way you are tired, that's the same way that person is tired. But one person gets to lie down and rest, and then you expect the other person to go and jump up like Jackie, go straight to go and cook, and then you're not even coming to assist. So you will make it faster and easier so that people will eat earlier, safe. But you wait, only one person will there 2 hours, people are not eating 11 p.m. When if you had helped out or even started the cooking process when you came back earlier on, before she came back, you guys would have been done quicker. I feel like it's just wickedness.
It is wickedness. You cannot even say you love that woman.
It's not even fair.
It's impossible.
God will help us. So what is the role of communication in the marriage and in terms of submission, whatever it is, living happily? What is the role of communication in that?
Definitely, communication is very important because you use it to pass a message across to the other person. Because human beings are not mind readers unless you
Yeah.
marry somebody who has such powers.
Yeah.
But the average human being is not a mind reader, so you cannot be expecting things to be done but not voice it out
Saying
and expect the person to know that it is in your heart that is what you need.
Yeah.
It is unrealistic to expect that. So you need to make your intentions, your choices, your wishes known to the person. I feel like that's part of what dating is supposed to be like about.
Yeah.
When you're getting to know each other, you say the kind of things that you expect, and the other person says theirs as well. Does it match? If it does not match, that's your cue to wow. Exactly. That's your cue to.
Yeah.
Just say it was nice meeting you, on to the next. Really, honestly, there's no point wasting your time, because all this thinking that he will adjust or she will adjust, when we get married you change. You're just setting yourself up for a life of misery and sleeping in the church, doing prayer points for your partner to change.
Could have been avoided.
That could have been avoided if you just picked someone that your expectations at least match, a bit more similar.
Okay. Do you think the reason why submission is difficult for women is because they don't pick the right partners, or do you think it's something else?
Yeah, I think it's part of it. They are not picking the right partners. They are blinded by, sometimes they're just blinded by love, blinded by something you've imagined that this is how my partner is going to be. And you just project it that. And no matter what your partner is showing you, you're just like, no, I'm in la la land, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And you just keep thinking that way, that it's going to happen until you get married and you see that, it's not happening. And then it starts to breed frustration, resentment, the rest follows. So yeah, I agree. I think so.
True. Well, I would think that the fact that God gave you the right of choice, He gave you that willpower to choose who you get married to. So you agreed to marry that man. So why not choose somebody who you can actually submit to? Somebody who your values on submission or your idea of submission aligns with theirs, so that you don't have all this, contrast of interest, a big clash of interest and all that. So it doesn't become a problem later on. I think it all starts with choosing right. So if you choose somebody who you guys are on the same page, it will be easier for you to communicate to that person, and it will be easier for you people to live happily, because the person is not going to be expecting something that you cannot give or something that you do not agree with, because you guys would have spoken about it before. So if you choose somebody that you can submit to, submission will be easier for you. Because I feel like the reason why God told women submit and the men love, I feel like God just tried to reiterate to us what He thinks comes to us more difficultly. I feel like God just tried to point out to you what He feels will be more difficult for you to do. For a woman, it feels like submission will be more difficult for you because you feel like, you're just as good, you're just as wise, you're just as smart as this man. Sometimes maybe even smarter, because to be honest, some men are not as smart as you think. That's the truth. So you might even be thinking, why is this guy so slow? Like, you are finished, you are thinking on your feet, but it's like, let me go and think about. What are you going to think about? So you will be like, sometimes he will not look worthy of the submission. Sometimes the decision he's trying to make or the choice he's trying to make might not make sense to you at that point in time. And God has already foreseen that there are tendencies for you to want to say, why should I submit to this guy when what he's doing is not making sense? You only want to submit when he feels like he deserves it. So that's why He had to point it out to women again and say, my daughter, make sure that you submit. And then for men, loving their wife or might not necessarily come naturally to them, or they might forget to do it in the course of time, because men are naturally selfish people by default. It might not be all of them, but like, apart from imbibing values, when they get good orientation, get the right values, imbibing them and all that, those things can change. They can learn otherwise, but naturally by default they think of themselves. It's about them. It's a woman that will come back home and then feel like, there's no food, or there's just one plate of food, and instead of going to sit down there to eat, if it's a man will come back, one plate of food, and he'll go straight and eat the food, and then everybody, and then there's no food in the house. But it's a woman, and then he'll sit down You finish eating the food, sit down, and then wait for the wife to come back. So come and cook something for the rest of the family. But it's a woman that will come back, there's no food in the house, or there's just one plate of food. And then she say, okay, my children will want to eat. Okay, before, so that they can eat this one first, pending when the food will be ready. And then she will leave it and then go and start cooking when she herself is hungry. But the man will eat first. Then every other thing can come later.
That's just wickedness.
Well, unfortunately, that's how life is. It's not all men. Definitely, there will always be exceptions. But like what will come naturally to the average man is that they think of themselves first, then other people later. But with the right orientation, that's what changes that mentality in them. So I feel like because God knew that, that's where the men will struggle with loving their wife in the real sense of what love means. Sacrificially loving somebody. I feel like that's why God felt the need to reiterate it to them that, my son, love your wife. It's just like a reminder. So it doesn't mean that that's the only thing that he's calling them to do. So that's why I disagreed with that lady and the man who said, I'm only called to love you, I'm only called to submit to you, I don't have to love you. No, that wasn't the idea that God had in mind. So he was definitely just pointing out where he feels he will struggle and emphasizing on it that you have to do this, because he already mentioned the submission for both parties in the scripture before, in the passage before that. So that's the only reason why he probably feel the need to reiterate it again. So do you think submission should be earned, or do you think it's okay to demand it? It should be demanded. Should it be earned or demanded?
That's a good question, actually. That's a very good question. Yeah, I don't think it should be demanded. You should. I feel like you should do the right thing, and submission will come naturally.
Okay.
If you treat a woman a good woman, let me highlight that, because some people will come to the comment now and say, I'm doing everything, and she still, you just married a rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Carry your cross, sorry about that. But I'm talking about if you marry a good woman and you treat her well, she will naturally submit to you. She will naturally follow your leadership, especially when you've shown track record and you make good decisions for the family. You consider her opinions in the decisions for the family. You can't just get up one day and say, I'm buying a cyber, for example, I'm using all our life savings to buy a cyber truck. For example, and then you're like, okay, what's the cyber truck for? I just feel like flexing a big car. Okay. So after you buy the cyber truck now, what are we going to eat? Where are we going to live? And then you haven't thought about that. And then you expect that woman to say, it's my husband. Yes, I'm submitting. Go and buy the cyber truck while we starve to death. No, now you're not going to expect the woman to just be like sit back and be like, even if he's making like a very stupid decision, I'm going to submit. You have to show workings. You would have shown some track record of being sacrificial or being considerate of the family. There are some things that a single guy, like some risks that you might be able to take, like a single guy. But when you have a wife and especially when you have children as well, in addition, you can't just do things like that, because you know that you can't just go to zero and be like, we go rugged down. It's not just you. You're putting other people in the line of fire. So you have to step up. Once you decided that I'm getting married, I'm bringing somebody else into my life, you cannot be taking uncalculated dumb risks that you would take if you were single and be like, even though I lose all the money, I go bounce back. You have other people to consider. You have other people to consider. So whenever you're making your decisions, be considerate of the other people too, and how what you're doing, if it goes wrong, how it will affect them negatively and things like that. So definitely, I feel like ideally you're supposed to submit to your husband. Whoever you have chosen, you're supposed to submit to him. That is biblical. But we've seen we've seen how things are in real life, and what some men are using that Bible verse to do. To do and undo. What some people are using it to do. Some people are making very, very terrible decisions that are affecting the family, and saying she's supposed to submit to my stupidity. That's what they're saying. which is unrealistic to expect the woman to just be there. And be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm just going to take it. And then we all starve after. And then we all
Trying to be wife
you
of
know,
the year.
the wife of the year, and then you're just suffering because of
Yeah.
bad decisions from some, you know. So I feel like it should be end. You should
Right.
treat your wife properly. She should submit to you. Good wife.
I agree. Submission should be earned and not demanded. If you are doing the work, you won't even need to demand it.
Exactly.
People who are shouting and be head of this house, you have to submit to me. They're not doing the work.
That's why they feel like that's why they have to make that effort. Because you
Yeah.
have to make an effort somewhere.
Yeah.
If you're making an effort in treating the woman well, it will come naturally. But if
Yeah.
you're making no effort, you have to make the effort in
And shout it.
reiterating, oh, I am the man.
Yeah. You
So
have to bully her into the submission now.
Because you know that you're not doing what you're supposed
Yeah.
to be doing.
The truth is, those who are doing the real head of the housework, they don't even need to say, "Oh, I'm the head of this house." We know. We see it.
Exactly.
You show it.
You show it.
Instead of shouting and be head of that, show your workings.
Exactly.
Let it be, let your workings be loud. Let there be evidence. Let there be proof. Nobody will even be able to follow you and argue that true, this man is a worthy head of this house.
So
So
it's not about being wealthy and be the richest person. Because some people will come and say, it's because he does not have money. That's why you cannot. It's not true.
Sure.
You can be a working class person, an average person, and still put your family first. Still be very considerate. Still do your best for your family. And if you're married to a good woman, she will see that you are doing your best, and she will support you even in growing itself, so that you both can grow together. You know, all of you can grow together as a family. It's not about money, because some people think that I'm not on the dogo now, so what can I do? No, it's not that.
You already said something in line with my next question, because my next question was going to be that does finance influence submission in any way? Does the level of buoyancy of a man increase the amount of submission that he gets from his wife?
No, I don't think so, because if it was money that was needed, just finance that was needed for women to submit or for marriages to work, the most, like the richest people in the world
They have the best marriage.
they would all be married, and a lot of them are divorced.
Yeah.
So it tells you that it is not money, because
problem.
money is definitely not the problem of the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
And it is not the problem of his wife either. And some other people might come and say, oh, it's because she wants half of the money. That is why she you know, she's not more accepting, and she divorced. She wanted to cut him off and take half of the money. Why would a woman want half of the money when she can have all the money in a marriage? She will have a man that she loves, that is treating her well, and have all 100% of the money, access to 100% of the money. So why would she decide to shoot herself in the leg and go and be lonely and take half of the money? If you think about it logically, doesn't make sense.
Because the truth is that by default, every woman wants a balanced life.
Yes.
Every man wants the life. They want the man, they want the good man, good family, good home, children,
And
happy
money.
home, career, money, everything. The average woman wants everything encompassed together. So for a woman to want to choose having just the money over having every other thing joined together, then the other things are not working out. That's why she's like, I cannot lose out completely.
Exactly.
Let me just go for half of the money.
She has done, she has already
she's
tried,
her
and
best
she has
and
realized
failed.
there's no way here
Yeah.
for me to get the little. So let me go with half of the money. This half of the money is
Better than nothing.
the second is, you know, it's very, very
Sure.
It's a lot. So let me take it and use it and compensate myself.
Yeah, I feel like finance has absolutely nothing to do with submission. If you're a respectable man, whether your wife earns more than you or not, the fact that you are worthy of the submission, you will still get it. So I feel like it's not a money problem. It's not about money, because the average African, or let me say average Nigerian man thinks, oh, I need to be rich, I need to make more money, have more money than my wife so that I can subdue her, because they see it as subduing. They want control. You see, many men, they say, well, you need to how you go marry the one where you no go feel control. Submission is not control. So that's what the problem is. They have subjugation in mind, but call it submission. So that's where the problem is. Because why would you think of you want to control anybody?
Exactly. That's even where the problem
That's
lies.
the problem already.
I feel like you have to get
You have to,
a human being in your house, a fully functional
Not a
human
robot.
being in your house, and you feel like what you have to do is to control that
Control
human
them.
being. Why? An adult. Why on earth why should you even think that way, that you have to control another human being that is an adult like you because the person is a different gender?
Exactly.
It does not make it makes zero sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you want somebody that you can control and anything you tell the person to do, they will do. Go and marry a robot.
Yeah, it works better.
That will make your life easier. If you tell a robot, if you program a robot that this is what you want it to do, it will do exactly what you want. It will never argue. It will never contest what you said. No questions asked. Everything you said for it to do is exactly how it will do it. If that will make you happy and that's really what you want, then go and marry a robot. Leave human beings for the people that can cope.
Exactly.
You know, that understand that you need to work things out with another human being. Not control.
So it takes more than having money to be worthy of submission. So it's not about being the richest, because most of the richest men in the world today are divorced. So clearly it's not a money problem. So there are many other things that are needed. You need to have respect for your partner. You need to see them as an actual partner, not an object that you just, not property. This person is not property that you just acquire and keep in your house to do whatever it is you want. The person is not a slave or a house help either. So that's not why you marry them. You marry them for companionship, for partnership. So live that reality and don't think that they're just going to act like robots with no questions asked. No. If you want a robot, marry a robot. Leave human beings for human beings. It doesn't work that way.
You would think that people would have learned by now that it doesn't work,
Well,
but people still
unfortunately,
I don't know
don't.
why. If you've done something, like you've seen something happen several times and it always ends up in a massive crash, is it not daft of you to actually think that it would work?
Exactly.
People that have tried going that line, how did it work for them? Did it work out fine for them? If it is not working out fine for a lot of them, it should tell you that this is not the right way to go. Why do you want to try your own and say, okay, maybe my own will be different?
True.
It doesn't make sense.
So the key now is love your partner in the real sense of what love means. Respect them, honor them, talk to them with respect, value their opinions, accept their contrary opinion with love and not turn it into fight. Don't see them as, you're trying to compete with me, you're trying to rub shoulders with me. How dare you have a contrary opinion to what I have to say? Come on. It doesn't work like that. We're all human beings with different ways of thinking. So it is absolutely fine and okay to have contrary opinions. But how we reach a common ground, how we come to, a level ground or come to a common ground is what matters. How we handle our differences is what determines whether that marriage is going to work out or not. Do you have any last words for the viewers before we go?
I'll say in summary,
Love
your partner and have empathy.
Oh.
If you do both, I think 90% of your problems or the issues will be solved.
All right. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do well to hit the like button if you haven't already done that. Share this video to your friends, family, loved ones, and even your enemies, because you can just help their life. Makes you the bigger person. And drop your comments in the comment section. Tell us what you think, and we'll be sure to respond to your questions or contributions, whichever one it is. They're welcome. Bring them over. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Don't you want to be a part of this lovely tribe? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's free. Honestly, you don't collect money. It's very free. So please help us, encourage us to do more videos. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification button so that you'll be notified every time we post a new video. Until we come your way, same time next week on the Literal Podcast. I remain your amazing host, OGE, the phenomenal Oge. Thank you so much for watching. And I want to say a big thank you to my amazing guest, my lovely sister, for joining me in this video. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We love you all. Bye.